vocalizing the fact that it's his biblical right to take a second wife, even if he never does. What that does is it does subjugate the woman to the man, because all he has a right to, but she does not, and she knows it. And I believe because that creates polarity, because that pushes her to her feminine, him to his masculine, keeps the difference, which keeps the relationship spicy. They probably have a better sex life. There's a lot of better things that come from that, whether he does it or not. It's the fact that he gets pushed into his masculine and her to her feminine, which is, underneath his headship. And I believe that's what keeps it healthy. And maybe then the divorce rate wouldn't be 56%. And maybe then of the people that stay married, that 44% of the people that stay married, they stop having sex after year 4 in monogamy only. Because I believe monogamy only creates equality almost, where she can't take a second. He can't take like this till death do us part, forsaking all the others thing, which did not come from the Bible, creates more of an equality, and then the women lose interest in the man eventually and don't want to have sex with him anymore.
I'll say this, like, before, you probably saying that, I played ball and had access, but I'm actually a boring monogamist. I'm very boring. I'm very very predictable. You know what I'm going to do. If I'm not at work, I'm at home. I'm very, systematic, right? I'm a planner by nature, right? I'm boring when it comes to monogamy. So yeah, you'll be happy like I got him, but then like, oh, he's boring, because I don't really play the game. They call it the game.
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't know how to play the game. I wasn't a player, not player. You know what I'm talking about, right? A player. Yeah. So I didn't really do that stuff, but being a polygamist, being a polygynist, right? It naturally makes me be an alpha. And here's why. I still got work. I got 2 women I got to manage. I got a community. I got things that I got responsibility I got to do. And so because of that, no one woman has a monopoly on my time.
Right.
And so I'll even say this with my first, my new sister, Bree, I would just say Bree, but she was amazing. Compared to my first legal wife, she's blows her out of the water. In servitude, in obedience, in love, to me, I was like, wow. Like, you'll be like, you've had a woman, you'd be happy just to have sex after 18 years. Like, wow. Like, she just blows her out of the water. I'm thinking like, man, this is good. I'm thinking like, man, I'm getting the best that she has to offer. This is it.
Christian men, I just started a brand new Facebook group called the Unplugged Christian Alphas. You hear me talk about the fact that 80% of the women are sleeping with 20% of the men right now, pushing the majority men out of the sexual marketplace. And I am passionate about helping men level up and move into that top 20% and become men of options. So if you're a Christian man and you want to pursue excellence, join the Unplugged Christian Alphas on Facebook. It's 100% free, and I'll see you on the inside.
But guess what? If I would have gotten a second one based off of her permission or waited for her, I would have never gotten a second woman. I'm just telling you that right now. But it wasn't based off of her. It was based off of what I was willing to do, what I wanted to do. So I got her. Now, let me ask you this, Rob, just to see if you can figure this out. Do you think, as great as my first one was in the truth, do you think that her performance got better when I took on the second one, or you think it went down?
Well, I already know the answer to this because you told me, and it is what I suspected. I suspected that her performance got better because, there's another, it's competition anxiety, or I don't know if we'll call it anxiety, but there's some competition there. So you got to step it up a little bit, right? Which is why I say the reason that I've gotten such pushback from women, I believe, Christian women, on this, talking about polygyny, is because they don't want to give up their right to get fat after they get married, deny the man of sex, and then recommend divorce court. And, take half of his shit, basically, if they choose to. This, unfortunately, they lose all that.
Mm-hmm. They lose all. Do you play sports, Rob? I mean, you look like you
a little bit. I mean, I wasn't very good.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. I actually practiced. I actually was in a polygynous relationship all my life. You know how I was in a polygynous? I played football. You had one head coach, right? Mm-hmm. And I played a position called defensive end, right? And in that position, I would love to be the only guy. There's no backup. You are the guy. You don't have to show up to practice. But on game day, you're the starter. I would love that. In my flesh, I would love that. Now, do you think I would be as good if I knew I had somebody on my back trying to take that position? My game always got better because of the healthy competition. Yeah. And I believe that that's what my women are experiencing, is that natural, healthy competition. I want the team to win. I just want to be the guy to get the sack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my women, look at they I want you to have babies. I just want the babies. I want the sack. I want to have the baby for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to work through the envy, and you know you should be happy for your sister when she has a baby, and you should be happy and support one another, because when any one of you guys are having a baby, Team Kabir wins. That's what it's about. It's about Team Kabir. Just like when I got a sack or my teammate got a sack, Team Green Bay Packers win. That's a victory. And so trying to help my women to think more like a team player instead of being selfish. There is no I in team, we say, right? So is there an I in polygyny? I don't know. But
no, there's not.
But really try to get them to have that mentality. But so so the beauty about me as a man, and I think any man, if they played any type of sports or any type of activity where they had to work together, that is the view I come in. So I can relate to what my woman is going through. I know what it's like to be the starter. And then I know it's like when they bring in somebody else as a backup. I understand the pressure. So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, why do you feel the way you feel? I had these feelings. How can I judge her and say it's wrong that she feels that way when I felt that way as a player? And so I had to work through it. And so guess what? Because I had to work through that stuff, when I towards the end of my career, I got demoted back from a starter to a third down specialist. And so somebody else came in. And now I could sit here and pout on the bench and say, they're not playing me, or forget them. Or I can say, hey, I'm going to be a good cheerleader for my teammate. I had to work through that. I'm going to tell him hey, man, keep on doing it. And guess what? When I did that, I became even a better player, a better friend, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All this stuff. And so now I can help my woman to overcome whatever she's going through, because I had gone through it too.
If you enjoyed this clip and you want to watch the whole episode, click here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. And down pinned to the top comment, you'll find all kinds of useful links to my website, my book, and other things. See you on the next video. Have a blessed day.